Yes, we're back trying to make another short video, a very important one, regarding the early history of the Jews in Antwerp in particular. We had visited some of the synagogues like the Hollandse Shul and the Portuguese Shul, and those were the first Jews here from the beginning when Belgium became independent in 1830. They were already living here because from the Dutch times also, like 15 years earlier, and they slowly grew until the big influx of the Polish Jews that would come later on in the beginning in the 1880s and then 1890s, and then by the turn of the century and before the war, between the wars even more, a lot of Polish Jews on the way on the transit to America end up staying, because it was from the Red Star Line. There was a way of going to, there was like a port to continue on to other places, different destinations. So until the 1880s, it was mainly the Ashkenazi Holland Jews, or it was the few families of the Portuguese, also Western European Sephardim. Now, what's quite fascinating, what was quite interesting, is that their infrastructure wasn't that great yet, and there was this person named Mr. Frechie. He was a businessman, but one of his businesses was he owned a coffee shop, and the Jews, the Holland Jews, would come sit there very often to discuss different communal matters. Also, all the newer people that would show up, the first stop they would make would be in this coffee shop. It was very popular by the influx of the Jews coming from moving from the Amsterdam or other places in Holland to Antwerp's hub of commerce and diamond trade. And while they were discussing it, is that when it had happened a lot of times that when people passed away, there wasn't just enough money for the burial, and came a lot of times that they had to come to the coffee shop and collect money for the deceased, because the family couldn't pay for the Jewish burial, and it wasn't done all the way it's supposed to be done according to the Jewish burial rites. So he decided, they came together that they're gonna himself, and he said, listen, here's a pushka. We have to everybody should put in you have a drink, you throw in a coin to help in the need. So if someone would pass away, there would be money, and there would be no money, so they would take from this charity box to bury the people. But there was another problem, is that in Belgium they would usually be buried in Kiel. That's in Belgium. There was a big grave place, a big cemetery, and the Jewish people had a good part of it. But the problem is that in Belgium, the law says that the graves are not bought for forever. It's not lismisus. It's not a purchase for eternity, and then that's not kosher according to the law, because in Belgium, if you see now, I'm just going to point this out now, I'll explain a bit later. We are just moving over into Holland. We're in the city of Putten. Half of it is in Belgium, and half of it is in Holland. We'll explain now in a minute why that's relevant to what we're discussing now. So they decided at a certain point, is that they got together a few of these people in the coffee shop, the ones that were more matzliach, and they decided, you know what, we're gonna set up an organization that every family should pay a minimum amount per month, and that way, when it comes a time when someone passes away, they would be able to, from this organization, take out the money. This was set up in 1884. It's called the stichting from Frechie. He sat on the board, and eventually they went and they bought a piece of land just over the border in Holland, 2 minutes over the border. And here the law is in Holland. The law is completely different. Is that the land is bought for forever time. That was only happened. That happened in 1910. So this organization is still around. It still happens. If one doesn't belong to a certain community, but he wants to still be buried as a Jewish with the Jewish rituals, then in a Jewish cemetery, then they pay a membership fee every month, and when the time comes, they are buried according to the halakha, to the strictest, to the fullest. So now we're entering Nederland. As you can see, we're entering Holland. Right, if you see to the right, another like 100 meters as we're driving. This will be the. No, it's not this one. It's the next one. If you look closer, I'll try to drive a little slower. Then one can see the cemetery, Jewish cemetery of the Shemrei Hadas. But we're not going to go to this one because Frechie is a bit on further. This was bought a little later, even after 1910. And then we're going to continue on to the cemetery that was also added by the Mahzikei Hadas. If you'll wait.